how I just felt out of control, and I felt definitely not confident, and just but it seemed like I had to just put in more effort. And I know I've seen women, over in my years in healthcare who've been in that scenario of like feeling like it's your fault, feeling like it's because you aren't trying hard enough that's why you're not losing weight. And I'm here to tell you it's not true.
I'm Lori Aikman, and I'm a functional health practitioner helping busy working professional moms boost their energy, lose weight, and balance hormones naturally.
My hormonal weight loss journey. I want to share my story of my weight loss journey with you. I've actually honestly think I've never, actually maybe one time I've shared it publicly. But I've lost over years. It wasn't in a short amount of time, which is maybe why I don't think of it as like a big weight loss transformation. But over the years, I've lost almost 40 pounds. And that's not including like gaining weight from pregnancy or anything like that. And I work with women now, and the biggest complaint I hear is, losing weight. When we're in maybe our 30s or 40s, especially, things change and we cannot lose weight like we used to. And it's a very big driving factor for a majority of the women that I work with. So today I wanted to share my story because it's been many, many years transition. So if you're just finding me now, just meeting me, you might not think that I ever went through something like that. So I'm going to share that story with you today. And I'm just kind of going off the cuff too. So this is a little bit of me not planned out. But I'm Lori Aikman. I'm a functional health practitioner. I have a background in nursing. I've been a nurse practitioner since 2011, so going on 12 years now, and then a nurse before that. I'm 30, about to be 39 in a month. And when I had hormonal weight gain when I was in nursing school in my 20s. So for some women that I work with, it may not happen for them until like their 30s or 40s. But for me, this happened in my 20s. So I went from being a college athlete. I actually played volleyball in college. I'm only 5'5", but I played like back row, if you know anything about volleyball. But I played college volleyball Division II. So went from an athlete working out like 3 hours a day. I was crazy. I would like work out 3 hours a day, and then I would like still go lift some more weights or run after I just practiced, so like upwards of 4 hours of exercise a day sometimes. In my junior year, end of my junior year, junior year, I went into nursing school. I decided to quit volleyball. I didn't play my senior year of school. And because I was like, I'm not going to be a professional volleyball player. I'm going to be a professional nurse. And, we got deep into our clinicals and busy and studying and all the things. So some things happened. A clue if you've ever had this. So I actually didn't have a period for at least a year and a half while I was in college playing sports. Hindsight, it was probably because I wasn't eating enough and I wasn't eating the right nutrients in order to nourish my body for the amount of exercise that I was doing. It wasn't that I definitely did not have disordered eating. I ate a lot. I just exercised a lot. So I quit volleyball. I had not had a period. My mom had me see an endocrinologist, and I got checked out to make sure there wasn't something wrong with me, why I wasn't having a period. They ended up putting me on birth control. And within probably a span of a year, I gained at least 30, if not upwards of 40 pounds. I would say in my sophomore year of college, I was around in the like high one, like 125 to 130 pounds. The highest I ever saw it on the scale, my senior year of college, my last year of college, was 167. So literally within a year, gained 30 to 40 pounds. And in hindsight, so I had no, I just was like, oh, I'm eating more, I'm still eating a lot like I'm a college athlete, but now I'm not exercising as much because I'm studying all the time. And I thought that was the problem. It was just like calories in, calories out, which I find many women I talk to have that same mentality, like, okay, it's obviously lack of effort. But I find that that's and that's what women think when they come to me. They're like, oh, I'm doing all the things, but I'm not seeing the results. So looking back, for me, this was hormonal weight gain because there were a couple things going on. High amounts of stress being in nursing school. So I had high cortisol levels, which now that I know, doing what I do was driving up my blood sugar and driving up my insulin levels. So I got puffy really fast. I'm going to put a video in like the thumbnail for this episode, or not a video. I'm going to put a picture. I honestly don't have a lot of pictures of myself from that time of life because I went from a very lean, muscular figure to like gain 40 pounds, like you would expect. I was really, really puffy. I was very uncomfortable in my body. I felt like I wasn't in my body. I felt like I was in somebody else's body. And that's something I hear from a lot of the women that I work with is they're like, this isn't my body. I don't recognize my body anymore. Totally can relate. Same thing. But so yeah, cortisol levels were high, which drove up my blood sugar, drove up my insulin. And also I was placed on the birth control in order to regulate my period, which I'll just tidbit side note that actually doesn't regulate your hormones or your period. All it does is make you bleed because it gives you, it's called a withdrawal bleed. It's not actually a real period if you're on hormonal birth control. But hormonal birth control makes your insulin not work as efficiently. It decreases your insulin sensitivity. So I have high stress with high blood sugar and high insulin, and then you add birth control on top of it, which makes the insulin that I had not work as good anyways. So no wonder I like blew up like a balloon and was super puffy and inflamed. Then on top of it, yes, I went from working out, 3-4 hours a day to, minimal working out, a lot of sitting and studying for classes and things like that. And I probably was stress eating a lot too during that time, but just calories in, calories out wasn't the problem. There was a big hormonal component going on. So this was again, I was like 22 around this time when I like hit my highest weight, 21, 22. To where I am 39 now. As I said before, I've had 2 kids in the last 2.5 years. And I'm back down to that lean, body composition that I was. I sit right around 130. Numbers don't matter, but I just want to give you that perspective of like how much I gained in what short amount of time. And we all have our own like body structure and what is a normal number for us. But I just wanted to share my story, just to let somebody know, like I've been there too. And to kind of, if you've never heard that stuff about the hormonal weight gain, or if you think that the reason you've gained weight is because of your hormones, I wanted to clue you in on some of the things that might be going on. So if this story made an impact on you, if you're struggling with weight gain, which you think is hormonal, you've tried everything, you've tried dieting, you've tried exercising, you're doing all the things and the weight is not budging, I want you to join my masterclass, my upcoming masterclass, where I'm going to talk about exactly what's going on in your body, where it is the hormones. Like you're not wrong. It is your hormones. When I worked in family practice as a nurse practitioner, I would have women come in and be like, I think it's my hormones. Can you test my hormones? And at the time, I did not know how to help women in that scenario. And we would like check their thyroid and be like, oh, it's normal. but there really is something deeper going on. Again, it has to do with your cortisol, your blood sugar, and your insulin levels. So you're going to want to be on that masterclass. I'm doing it live via Zoom on July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern. There will be a replay available. If you go to laurieaikman.com/masterclass, you can register for the masterclass there, and it will live live. So if for some reason you're listening to this a year from now, that link will still work for you and you can watch that masterclass. But I want to put this out there because I just know of all that I know for me in that situation of life, I was just so, it's making me a little teary-eyed now that I'm talking about it. I remember, so I moved away to college. I live here in my hometown now. I moved away to college, and I remember coming back on like a weekend trip, and I was with my friend at the mall, and I ran into some people I went to high school with, and I honestly wanted to avoid them because I was so embarrassed just by my body and just how I just felt out of control, and I felt definitely not confident, and just, but it seemed like I had to just put in more effort. And I know I've seen women, over in my years in healthcare who've been in that scenario of like feeling like it's your fault, feeling like it's because you aren't trying hard enough that's why you're not losing weight. And I'm here to tell you it's not true. You just have to learn what your body is really designed to do, how it's designed to function, and get that back into check. So I really want you, please, please, please join the masterclass. It is for you. My goal is to blow your mind and just teach you what nobody's ever taught you about your hormones before. So, all right. I hope you love this episode. If you do, I'd love it if you share it, if you rate and review our podcast, the podcast. I'd also love if you shot me a message on Instagram. I'm just at Laurie Aikman. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you.